Shabbat Shalom. Almost Shabbat Shalom. Hello, everyone. For now, whoever is here now, and for you who will be here later, this is the sound bowl that is for the third eye, right? It's right in the middle. If you draw a line from here, 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 where they all meet, that's where it is. Yeah. So to clear, to remove any obstacles, anything that is holding us back, anything that holds us back from seeing, from understanding. So the portion today is Aharei-Mot. It talks really about the Mishkan, about the holy place within the temple. That's where the divine comes through or came through. And really it's talking about the different spiritual levels of each person. So we have different spiritual levels. Everyone has a journey. And we are in different places spiritually, emotionally. So it talks about the different levels. And I want to give an example from our day to day, or from how we are, or when we're going through something, we're going through a challenging time, and we're trying to look further beyond this challenging time. See, and sometimes there is fear. How is that going to manifest? What's going to happen? How is it going to happen? All this kind of things, right? And so we're talking about the different spiritual levels. And in these times, sometimes we say, you know what was, looking forward. And usually when we say we're looking forward, we're going forward, usually we have this, some may have this perception or understanding that going forward is going straight. Let's move straight, not let's go back, let's go straight. Well, how many times have you experienced that you feel like you are repeating? You feel like you are repeating a pattern. You feel like you are repeating a situation. You feel like you are repeating a relationship. You feel like you are repeating, but not exactly. So at first, when we recognize that repeat pattern, there are two things that can happen, two things that we can we can respond. The first, the reaction will go to where we're used to go to. Either look at positive or we look at negative. If we look at positive, we say, okay, we're going to move forward. If we look at positive, at the negative, we start doubting ourselves, or we start beating ourselves up. Well, how come I'm repeating this? I thought I was here already. I thought I've been to this scenario before. How come this is happening all over again? So I want to suggest to look at something as if you look at a vortex or a spiral, right? It starts from this point and goes outwards, right? That's a vortex. This is also how the planets are aligned. So if you look at it, it's like a vortex. There are images that show as if from a certain angle, from a front angle, depends what front is, you see a vortex. Fibonacci code, everything is a vortex, right? So what is it? If we go up the vortex, we're at this point, and we're going right and going up, going up, going up, going up. It seems like we're in the same vertical line of the initial start point. So, but we are not on the same level, right? We are on a different level. So we sometimes repeat certain situations, or we're repeating what the situations that are familiar to us. Within this new situation, we're repeating something that was familiar to us from our previous experience. But there is more to that. There is more to that. What is there more to the new experience that appears to be repeating? This distance from the starting point going up the spiral, and we're at the same point vertically like where we were. So there is this distance of going through. So we did go forward, but not necessarily in a straight line, right? So what changed? Well, what changed is the experience. And a combination of experiences gives us wisdom. So we go through, we go forward, but we're not necessarily in a line. We're going in a spiral going up. Think about like in a mall. When you go to a mall, it has 4 floors, 4 stories. All the floor plans, the floor plan of every store on each level is the same, for the most part, to the one below. They have the same structure, the same beams are there, you know. So, but one level is food, one level is clothing, the other level is shoes, the 4th level is a bank. It's a different experience each time. So the distance from when we started and going up a spiral, we have this accumulated experiences that we have, that we learned from, or not, you know, or that we learned from. Let's stay with the positive, that we learned from. So there are these additional experiences that gives us wisdom. Now, when we go through these experiences, through these challenging times, many times, if we pay attention, at the end of the challenging time, or when the big bulk, or when we feel that we cross that wave, there is some kind of a satisfaction that we've learned something. For example, we may go through a certain experience or a relationship and say, oh, now I know that that is not. I'm not going to do the same thing again, right? And sometimes you'll find yourself in the same situation, but it will be after 5 years, or after 6 years, or after 2 years. But you have other experiences that taught you how to look through through the same situation with a different lens. So until you're healed with that. Another situation, you can go to a place that maybe you have negative connotations at that place. And what happens is that we associate the experiences with the place. So we say, oh, I don't like this place. Why? Because, oh, my car was, the car was broken into, for example. Or there was somebody that I met there and I don't want to do anything. Well, that place reminds me of that person. So we automatically assign the experience to the place. And so we are not seeing the place as a beautiful place, but we see it with the lens of the experience that we had at that time. So we are going through challenges, and we are going through some kind of suffering to cleanse our spiritual experience. So that now our sages in Judaism saying that the suffering of the physical brings to the cleanse of the spiritual. The suffering of the physical brings the cleansing of the spiritual. And that comes from the first verse in Psalms. I'm going to read it in English because it's interesting. It's very interesting. We go. So the first verse of Psalm says, Blessed is the one who does not walk in the step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. I'm never happy with the English translation, because there's almost always some kind of angle that is different than the Hebrew. But what he's saying is, don't walk with let's say everybody is a mocker, okay? And a mocker is somebody who takes something serious and discard it, or makes fun of it, or doesn't care how it affects somebody else. So let's keep it at that. But do not go. It says, if you go with somebody like that, most likely that you will be there, and most likely you will sit with them, and you will sit with them, and you will eat with them, and you will hear their advices. And you can say, oh no, I'm not going with this environment. It is not, you know, that this environment or this group of people, you know, the energy doesn't flow, but there is some kind of a pressure maybe to go. Right? You say, you know what, I don't identify with them, but okay, I'll stand with them. We're just standing and talking. If you stand and talk, most likely somebody will say, hey, let's go there, grab something to drink. Most likely, because you're already part of the group, you will go with them. And most likely you will sit with them. Now, how does the matter has the spiritual in it affecting it? How does the spiritual affect the matter? Because it's the spiritual, the spirit that holds the matter. It's not the matter that holds the spirit. Where like we are spirits, we are souls inside a physical existence. So it's the spirit that holds the matter. It's just like a car and a driver. The car is the body, the driver is the soul. Or you can pimp your ride as much as you want, but if there is no driver, it's not going anywhere. It's the same thing. So the spirit is holding the matter. In the portion today, at the end of the portion, God is talking about the land, because of the wicked and all those who contaminated the land. The land will puke its citizens, or will that's the only way I can say it, puke its citizens. It's just like something that is not good in the stomach, you automatically take it out. And you say, and then God is talking, and I will cleanse the land, I'll purify the land. I'm like, what did the land do? What did the land do? The land didn't do anything. It just gave a platform for, But it's the same concept as far as don't sit in a place where a wicked person sat. Why? Because the energies that we carry, the energies where some energies are singing around. Let's wait until this goes by. Shabbat Shalom, Tamara. Wherever we are, when we sit on a chair or when we're in a house, our energy is infused in the walls, is infused everywhere. One idea, by the way, when you leave the house and you want to come back to good energies inside the house, not that you don't have good energies, but if you leave windows open, just to cleanse the space, leave the house and play some frequency music. While you're not there, everything is infused. So it's the same thing. Don't sit in a place where somebody sat. Why? Because the actions that are being done that may not be positive are affecting where we are. Everything is energy. Also, the solid, what appears to us to be solid, is moving to the grainiest detail. Everything is moving, so everything is being affected. How we are is being affected in the space. There are some spaces you may walk in and you say, I don't like the energy here. That's exactly what it is. It's a reflection of everything from the walls, from the what appears to be the solid items. So the cleansing happens many times through different ways. We can go through cleansing in different ways. But the sage is also saying that suffering is cleansing of our soul. Suffering can cleanse us. Just like when we are going through a situation or a breakup, or like I talked earlier, And we feel that after we went through these challenging times, we feel good. We feel elated. We feel, ta-da, right? That's the same thing. But what happened for us to be in that place? We went through some suffering. So the suffering in the physical brings to the cleanse and the purity of the soul, of the internal. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to suffer. We don't have to suffer. There are many ways to do that. But that as well, especially when we go through challenges, to remember that these actions, that these experiences are actually cleansing us. And so now when we come to, on the spiral, going up on the spiral, when we come to a situation that appears to be similar, it's like, see, what did I learn? Obviously, I'm here again because there is something that I still have to learn, but it's different. We are going up in our spiritual existence. We're going up in our spiritual being, in our spiritual level. And so, how we are with ourselves, how we are with others, how we are in relationships, anything can bring an answer to this, or a direction into this matter. So that's what I wanted to share with you. This week was a lot of manifestations, right? It's been good. There are other corners to the other story, the other side of the story, that things may have been shifting with connections. Revelations of things that you thought are in a certain way are coming out and being revealed. So maybe it's a situation that is repeating. So what did you learn from the previous experience? Well, thank you very much. Shabbat Shalom, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.